Some things Japan has built into daily life are so straightforward and clever that the moment you encounter them, you immediately wonder why the rest of the world hasn't done the same. Yogurt lids engineered so cleanly that not a single drop sticks to the inside. Sauce packets designed to squeeze out every last bit without leaving anything behind. And packaging laws that legally require the food inside to look almost identical to the photo on the front. So what you see is genuinely what you get. Japan doesn't just improve things. It fixes the small daily frustrations so completely that you stop noticing they were ever a problem until you leave and realize how much the rest of the world is still getting wrong. Today, we're counting down 16 things in Japan that instantly improve daily life. Watch until the end because number 16, bottle caps that attach to your water and add flavor on demand, is one of those ideas so simple you'll wonder why it doesn't exist everywhere already. Number 1. Non-stick yogurt lids. Japanese yogurt lids are engineered with a non-stick coating on the inner surface, so that when you peel them back, every bit of yogurt stays in the container instead of half of it ending up on the foil. You peel the lid and it comes away completely clean. No scraping the inside of the lid with your finger, no wiping it on the edge of the pot, no yogurt on your hand before you've even taken the first spoonful. It's such a small thing that most people in other countries have stopped registering it as a problem. You just accept that peeling a yogurt lid means losing some of it and move on. Japan looked at that accepted loss and eliminated it with a coating applied during manufacturing. The yogurt is the same. The pot is the same. The only difference is that someone decided the lid shouldn't waste the product it was designed to protect. A simple decision that every yogurt manufacturer in the world could make tomorrow. Number 2. Japanese stain removers. Japanese stain removers operate on a different level to what the rest of the world considers standard. And once you've used one on a stain that survived 3 washes elsewhere, the difference is immediately obvious. Products like Liquid Laundry Magiclean and Cow Attack use enzyme-based formulas developed specifically for the stain types and fabric varieties most common in Japanese households. The formulas target protein-based stains, oil, and pigment at a molecular level, rather than simply bleaching the surface or masking the color. You apply it directly to the stain before washing. In most cases, the stain is gone after a single cycle. Stains that have already set, that have been washed and dried and were considered permanent, respond to Japanese stain removers in ways that seem disproportionate to how straightforward the application process is. Japan treated laundry chemistry as a precision product development problem and produced stain removers that make every other version on the shelf feel like an earlier prototype. Number 3. Packaging laws requiring food to match its photo. In Japan, the food inside a package is legally required to look substantially similar to the photograph displayed on the outside. The gap between the advertised product and what you actually receive is not an accepted feature of food marketing. It is a compliance issue. The result is that when you buy a burger, a bento box, or a convenience store sandwich in Japan, what arrives on the tray or inside the packaging looks like what you were shown when you made the decision to buy it. Ingredients are in position. Portions reflect the image. The product has been assembled with the photograph in mind. Everywhere else in the world, the deflated burger in the box that looks nothing like the picture is so universal it has become a cultural joke. Japan decided it wasn't funny and built the standard into consumer protection law instead. Buying food in Japan means knowing exactly what you are getting before you open it. If you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and tap like. It tells YouTube you want more of Japan's clever everyday innovations. And if you love discovering things you didn't even know existed, hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this list. Trust me, the next ones are even cooler. Number 4. Sauce packets that squeeze completely empty. Standard sauce packets waste a predictable amount of their contents every single time. You tear the corner, squeeze as hard as you can, and a portion of the sauce stays in the packet regardless of how much pressure you apply. Japan redesigned the packet so that doesn't happen. Japanese sauce packets are engineered with a crease running across the middle of the packet. You fold the packet along the crease before opening it, compressing the contents toward the tear end. When you squeeze, the sauce has nowhere to go except out. The packet empties almost completely with minimal effort. It's a fold line. That's the entire innovation. A crease built into the packet during manufacturing that changes how the contents respond to pressure. The amount of sauce wasted across millions of daily packets globally is significant. Japan identified the mechanical reason it happens and fixed it with a design change that costs nothing to implement and works every single time. Number 5. Shinrin-yoku forest bathing as medical treatment. Shinrin-yoku translates directly as forest bathing, and in Japan it is not a wellness trend or a lifestyle concept. It is a medically recognized practice, endorsed by the government and prescribed by physicians as a legitimate clinical intervention. The practice involves spending structured time walking slowly through forested areas with no specific destination or activity goal. Research conducted across multiple Japanese universities documented measurable physiological responses, including reduced cortisol levels, lower blood pressure, decreased heart rate, and increased natural killer cell activity associated with immune function. Based on that research, Japan's forestry agency designated a network of certified forest therapy trails across the country and integrated Shinrin Yoku into national public health recommendations. Physicians prescribe it for stress-related conditions, hypertension, and immune support. The forest hasn't changed. The trees are the same trees they've always been. Japan simply measured what spending time among them does to the human body, took the results seriously, and built a medical framework around them. Number 6. Numbers on bread bags indicating slice count. Japanese bread packaging prints the number of slices contained in the bag clearly on the front, so you know exactly how many pieces you are buying before you open it. It sounds like the most straightforward information a bread package could display, yet walk into a supermarket in most other countries, and the bag will tell you the weight, the brand, the grain variety, the caloric content per serving, and the recommended daily intake of 17 nutrients before it tells you how many slices are inside. In Japan, that number is on the front because it is the most practically useful piece of information for someone buying bread. Are there enough slices for the week? For the lunches you need to make? For the people in your household? The number answers all of those questions immediately. Japan treats bread packaging as a communication tool and puts the most useful information where you can see it without reading the entire label. Number 7. Roadside sandboxes for icy streets. In regions of Japan that experience significant winter snowfall, roadside sandboxes are installed at regular intervals along pedestrian streets and footpaths containing bags of sand that anyone can take and spread on icy surfaces to create grip underfoot. You are walking on an icy pavement, you reach a sandbox, you take a bag, and you spread it on the section ahead of you. The sand creates immediate traction on ice that would otherwise send you sliding. No staff required, no waiting for a maintenance crew. The material is available exactly where the hazard exists, and anyone passing can use it. The boxes are restocked on a municipal schedule and positioned at the points where ice accumulates most consistently: corners, slopes, station exits, and areas with limited sunlight. Japan recognized that an icy pavement is a public safety problem solvable with sand, and built the distribution infrastructure at street level so that the solution is always within reach of the person who needs it. Number 8. Coin holder organizers. Japanese coin organizers are small spring-loaded cylindrical holders that sort coins by denomination into individual tubes, dispensing the exact coin you need with a single press of a button rather than requiring you to dig through a wallet full of loose change. You load each denomination into its own tube. When you need a specific coin, you press the end of the corresponding tube and one coin slides out. The transaction is immediate. No searching, no miscounting, no holding up a queue while you sort through a pile of mixed coins. They are standard everyday carry items in Japan, used at supermarket checkouts, vending machines, and anywhere cash transactions happen regularly. Cashiers in Japanese shops are trained to count and return change with a speed and accuracy that the rest of the world treats as exceptional. The coin organizer is part of why Japan treats the physical management of coins as a design problem worth solving, with a dedicated tool rather than an inconvenience everyone simply tolerates. Number 9. Gloves provided at every gas station. Every petrol station in Japan provides disposable gloves at the pump for customers to use while refueling, so you never have to touch a fuel nozzle with your bare hand or drive away with the smell of petrol on your fingers. You pull up, take a glove from the dispenser, mount it at the pump, fill your tank, and dispose of the glove before getting back in the car. Your hands never contact the nozzle. The smell doesn't transfer to your steering wheel, your gear shift, or anything else you touch for the rest of the day. The fuel nozzle is one of the most handled surfaces at any petrol station. It is touched by hundreds of people daily and cleaned rarely. The glove removes all of that from the equation in a single step. It costs the station almost nothing to provide. The gloves are cheap, the dispenser is simple, and the benefit to every customer who uses the pump is immediate and obvious. Japan made it standard because there was no good reason not to. Number 10. Enzyme baths as natural full-body treatment. Japanese enzyme baths, known as koji baths, are a wellness treatment found at specialist facilities across Japan, where you are submerged up to the neck in a deep tub filled with a mixture of cedarwood chips, rice bran, and koji enzyme cultures that generates its own heat through natural fermentation without any external heating. The fermentation process produces temperatures between 40 and 60 degrees Celsius from within the material itself. You lie still, the heat penetrates deeply, and the enzymes interact with the skin surface in a way that hot water bathing alone does not replicate. Reported effects include deep muscle relaxation, improved circulation, and skin softening from the enzyme activity. Sessions typically last around 15 minutes. The material is turned and aerated between each use, and the fermentation process maintains its activity for months before the batch requires renewal. It is one of the more genuinely unusual wellness experiences Japan has developed. A bath that heats itself, requires no water, and uses living biological activity as the treatment mechanism. Number 11. Face covers in fitting rooms. Japanese clothing retailers provide thin fabric face covers in their fitting rooms, a disposable or reusable cloth covering you, place over your face before pulling a garment over your head, protecting the fabric from makeup, foundation, and skincare products during the fitting process. You pick up the face cover from the hook inside the cubicle, place it over your face, try on the garment, and remove it before stepping back out. The clothing comes off the hanger and goes back without any trace of the person who tried it. Every item that goes back on the rail in Japan is genuinely unworn in the sense that matters. No transfer of makeup onto collars, no foundation on necklines. No reason for a retailer to discount or remove clothing from sale because it has been tried on by someone wearing a full face of product. It protects the stock. It protects the next customer. It costs almost nothing to provide. Japan made it standard because the problem it solves is obvious and the solution is simple. Number 12. Maternity badges for priority seating. Japan's maternity badge is a small keychain tag provided free of charge at municipal offices and train stations that expectant mothers attach visibly to their bag, signaling priority seating eligibility to other passengers without the wearer needing to say a word. In the early stages of pregnancy, before any physical sign is visible, a pregnant woman on a crowded train has no way to communicate her need for a seat without the discomfort of approaching a stranger and explaining her situation. The badge removes that requirement entirely. It communicates silently, at a glance, to anyone who sees it. Other passengers recognize the badge and offer their seat. The interaction requires nothing from the wearer beyond displaying the tag. It's a wearable solution to a communication problem that affects every pregnant woman using public transit in the world, most of whom manage it through discomfort rather than disclosure. Japan designed a small piece of plastic that changes that dynamic completely, distributed it for free, and made it part of the transit culture. Number 13. Stapeless staplers that bind without metal. Japan manufactures staplers that bind sheets of paper together without using any metal staples, instead cutting a small flap from the paper itself and folding it through a slot to hold the pages in a locked position. You load the sheets, press the stapler, and the pages are bound. No staple to remove before recycling. No metal to snag on other documents. No staple remover required. No box of replacement staples to keep stocked. The stapler uses nothing except the paper it is already binding. The hold is secure enough for everyday document use. A standard bound set of pages stays together through normal office handling without separating. For offices processing large volumes of paper daily, the reduction in metal waste and consumable cost is real and measurable. For anyone who has ever tried to recycle a stapled document and had to remove the staples first, the logic is immediate. Japan looked at a tool that has worked the same way for over a century and found a version that works just as well without the metal. Number 14. Rain chains replacing drain pipes. Japanese rain chains, known as kusari doi, replace the enclosed downpipe that moves rainwater from a roof gutter to the ground with an open decorative chain or series of linked cups that water flows down visibly on the outside of the building. When it rains, water travels from the gutter along the chain link by link to a collection basin or drainage point at the base. The flow is visible, audible, and completely functional. The chain guides the water to the same destination a drain pipe would without enclosing it inside a plastic or metal tube hidden against the wall. They have been part of Japanese architectural design for centuries, originally seen on temples and traditional buildings, and remain in use on modern homes and public buildings today. A drain pipe manages water. A rain chain manages water and turns a rainy day into something worth watching. Japan found the version of a functional object that does the same job while also being worth looking at. Number 15. Convenience store sandwiches on milk bread. Japanese convenience store sandwiches are made on shoku pan, a soft white milk bread with a tight, pillowy crumb and a slightly sweet flavor that bears almost no resemblance to the bread used in sandwiches anywhere else in the world, and the difference changes the entire experience. The fillings are precise. Egg salad is seasoned specifically for the sandwich rather than scooped from a bulk container. Tuna is mixed to a consistent ratio. Fruit sandwiches layer fresh strawberries and whipped cream between slices cut to show the filling through the crust-free edge. Each sandwich is prepared fresh daily, packaged with care, and sold at a price that makes it an everyday purchase rather than a considered one. The Japanese convenience store sandwich developed a global reputation, not because it is extravagant or expensive, but because someone applied genuine thought to a product that the rest of the world treats as a secondary option. Japan made the petrol station sandwich something worth traveling for. Number 16. Flavor caps that attach to water bottles. Japanese flavor caps are bottle caps with a small sealed chamber built into the top, containing a concentrated flavor shot that releases into the water below when you twist or press the cap mechanism, turning plain water into a flavored drink at the moment you choose. You fill a bottle with plain water, attach the flavor cap, and carry it. When you want flavor, you activate the cap and it releases the concentrate. When you want plain water, you drink it before activating. The choice is yours at every sip rather than being fixed at the moment you open the bottle. The concentrate chamber contains enough for the full bottle volume. Flavors include sports drink varieties, fruit flavors, and vitamin-enhanced options. It solves the specific problem of wanting both plain water and a flavored drink from the same bottle depending on the moment. Japan built the mechanism into the cap and made the decision reversible up until the point you actually want something different. If you want to see more amazing things Japan is doing better than the rest of the world, then like and subscribe. And make sure to watch the video on your end screen. It's packed with even more crazy things.